breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Orji Kalu weeps. He weeps deeply. Orji Kalu weeps. He weeps deeply. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. I am sure and so certain, so that the chief whip of the Nigerian Senate right now, his heart bleeds with tears over the recent happenings in the political setting of his country. There is no denying the fact. Though he may be carrying a bold and determined face, the bull he is and must be. But if he does weep, for whom? Definitely and certainly not for himself he weeps for. Not for himself he weeps for all of us. Those of us who will still have our conscience intact and unsoiled. He weeps for us. He shed tears for the injustice that slaps us all day and out daily in the face, and that always give heed to alternative say and action. He weeps. He cried for the supposedly equity fire yonder, supposedly near but never any near. His heart begs the question for the quest for that particular fairness, still in search to unify a country so far apart, with all the pretension that it is solidly held together by the best of glues. He weeps. And the tears from his weeping became ocean, full when a respected elder so respected by the chief whip himself, had the temerity to tag him the betrayal of the century of a region he continued to hold dearest to his heart. What an accusation that should not have come from him, where silence would have been glorified in a situation that tried to be without succeeding. Chief Orji Kalu, the betrayer, a tall accusation indeed. Chief Edwin Clark does not know him well enough. Then Kalu does not betray a cause. He is naturally a loyalist. We shall come to Edwin Clark in a jiffy, but again, that is accusation. It says something that Orji Kalu is the rallying point of a people. Indeed he is. If he were not, the like of Edwin Clark and the behave of comment that continue to greet Kalu's renouncement of the presidential race of his country would not have hit the roof. Even Clark saw in him what his feverish believers see in him. He is a reliable force to be reckoned with. Back to Edwin. Credit should go his way. Nevertheless, as one of the voices that campaigned that the presidential slot should go to the southeast, but not enough credit, nonetheless, because his voice counts for nothing as an elder who cannot be relied upon, as one of those who only speak because they want to be heard and not because their opinions count for anything. True, Edwin's voice and opinions are the stench of a country. As a proud son of Wēēp, Chief Edwin Clark would have been excused and pardoned from not being called names, because in Wēēp we do not call our elders names. even when we know they have many names. Unfortunately, the art of writing and journalism defy all culture of convention. Chief Edwin Clark only succeeded in making himself a nuisance, which he definitely is. He is a nuisance, has always been. The simple reason that he simply refused to understand, or he has simply forgotten the situational conditions that define his country's polity. Kalu understands the situation quite well, and he has no other choice than to play it instead of violating them to further compound the already chaotic situation Nigeria is. We just may pardon some youth that it did not go down well with when Kalu opted not to pursue his presidential ambition, not to lead the country. We just may understand, but how does one comprehend the outburst of Edwin Clark? We should have known better. Did he expect Kalu to go to war with the situations and determinations that owed the country to a political nausea? Edwin Clark should go to war, not Kalu, certainly. Edwin Clark, with all the force of might, would have summoned his legions and queried the slide of the country that in the slant makes up the country's polity. He is a formidable part of the gross betrayal of a people because he, as the others as he only speaks in political parables and allegories, which at the end of the day he and his like stand only to benefit. No, Kalu did not betray the Southeast by jettisoning his presidential ambition by giving his support to the Senate President, Lawan, who is from the northeast of the country. It is just the way it is. The country, the party, and the configuration, which he cannot change because by doing so would amount to the disquiet everywhere in the country, especially the southeast. The same Kalu is doing everything possible to quieten. To my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by the comment section and let's know what your view is all about. Thank you from staying tuned.